So, hello, my lovelies. I am back today. Oh, would have been great if I got my camera all squared away first, but I'm so eager to share that I just jumped in. Okay, so hopefully I'm sharing my screen with you. I was working on a webinar that I was doing, Mind Mastery for Success, and I thought, why don't I just teach this today, this particular segment of this webinar? So we're talking about mind mastery, right? We're talking about momentum. Momentum requires mind mastery. And one of the reasons it's so important is that it's really, it impacts our performance in so many ways. And I was doing this webinar for a business CEO kind of guy. And these statistics are just really shocking. It's like, over 200 studies have shown that people are 31% more productive, 3 times more creative, and a positive mindset increases sales by 37%. Okay, we need that shit if we're going to be in momentum, right? And unfortunately, the flip side of that is that 80% of people are feeling stressed on their job. Nearly 50% said they need help in learning how to manage stress, and 42% said their coworkers need help with coping with stress, and we wonder why. This is why. I talk about mojo munchers. I'm all about mojo. What's your mojo going on? And I'm going to ask you, how much time do you spend worrying about this stuff? Aging, weight, health, money, relationships, sleep. How much energy are you putting towards just surviving the shit in your life and not being able to flow it towards your success? So my hope is that in this 5-day momentum little journey that we're doing, Kickstarter, that I'm going to, just start to get you thinking about, wow, like, where am I flowing my energy to? And the problem is that when we're not addressing or knowing how to rein in our brain and kind of like navigate the emotions that we have, we get what I call the cortisol crash. And it's draining our bank account of energy. Literally. And the amygdala, which is a part of the brain, remember, I'm a brain coach, so I get into the neuroscience of stuff, is our amygdala is hijacking our brain. And it's squirting out cortisol. And what happens is stress hormones are really like horrible for our momentum because they shrink our higher brain networks. They expand lower brain networks that switch our emotional set point to the negative. So you wonder why can't I get into the positive thinking? When I had panic disorder, it was like nearly impossible for me to think positively because I had so much cortisol consistently flooding my brain and my body that it was really difficult. And what I'm going to teach you today are the very things that helped me quiet down the cortisol release. And of course, we all know, we've heard about that, the stress hormones are impacting our immune system. They ruin our cardiovascular system. They damage chromosomes, producing cancer cells and prematurely aging us. Let's move on, shall we? So what I teach in my Slay Your Days Momentum method is this quick, I'm going to just run you through it real quick. It's, the first thing we learn is we learn how to dump our gunk. We learn to identify our gunk and dump it. We rewire our brain for the new you. We master self-sabotage in the moment because you got to constantly navigate the mind. It's going to sabotage you all the time. So you have to be able to identify it. We learn how to amplify our success energy, which is a little bit of what I'm going to teach you today. Then we start manipulating this quantum field that we live in by playing with the law of attraction, and then we receive and we achieve our goals. So today, I would like to teach you how to play with the bartender in your brain. The number one priority for having more money, more health, more success, more momentum, whatever, is energy hygiene. And so today, 3 mind-hacking phrases to support your success. This is where I want to focus. So the first one is that when you feel, and I said in the little sign-up thing, when you got this little program, this 5-day journey, that I was going to teach you how do you navigate the energy of resistance, how do you turn it. And these are the things that I started saying to myself to pull myself out of years ago, debilitating panic disorder, but then back into my business and really like getting myself in momentum to achieve all that I've achieved in my business, which is pretty significant stuff. So the first one that I love the most is when you are changing yourself, your body, your brain is going to sabotage you. It is going to throw resistance at you. And that resistance shows up as fatigue, procrastination, anxiety, your throat tightens, your gut, gets tight, your heart races, whatever. Okay. You know what it is for you. For everybody, it's different. For me, very often it's fatigue. I just all of a sudden hit a wall and I'm exhausted and I have to go take a nap or meditate. And so what I want to invite you to use is a very powerful statement, which is the first one, the power of the reframe. When you feel the energy of something that is anxiety interpretation, you're interpreting it as anxiety. What we want to do in our logical mind is run away, avoid the task that triggers anxiety. However, it's a game changer when you start to say to yourself the words below. This is the energy of success, or maybe you're trying to work on prosperity, or maybe you're trying to heal your body or get rid of beliefs. The transformation, excuse me, I'm getting the hiccups all of a sudden, downloading into my body, okay? So, for example, many of us have network marketing companies and we don't like doing the asks or the reach outs, okay? I have two businesses. I have a network marketing business and I have my coaching business. And so the reach out always, kind of collapses my energy because I'm a giver, right? It's like the reach out always has translated as something different in my head. So I would say, oh, this is the energy of transformation, downloading into my body, transforming that belief that I have that stops me from going out and serving, right? And ask is simply, may I serve you? That's all it is. But somehow, in culture and stuff, we think an ask is give me something. I want to get something from you. No, I don't want to fucking get something from you. I want to serve you through my products. I want to serve you through my coaching. I want to serve you through my programs, right? So this is the energy of transformation downloading into my body. And when you say that, if you're working on prosperity and you look at your bills and it's like you feel that icky stuff, it's like, oh, this is the energy of prosperity coming into my body, right? It's like I'm not feeling prosperous, but I've been calling it in. I've been asking for more prosperity. So this icky energy that I have that's like, oh God, dread, I'm so poor, I'm so broke. It's like, what if you renamed that sensation as this is the energy of prosperity? This is really a huge thing because what it does is instead of pushing away the sensation in our body of resistance, we welcome it because all of a sudden it's the very thing that we've been asking for. And I always say, I do work with the consciousness of the awareness of God, right? I work with source. I work with the universal energy. I work with higher consciousness and God, and it's like, if I'm inviting God in to heal a cancer or to reprogram scarcity or to bring in self-love and confidence, don't I think that the presence of God energy, source energy, the universe, creative energy coming into my body would be a bit uncomfortable? Yeah, I think so, right? I'm only this big a vessel and I'm calling in something really big. So the deal is that once I identify it as, oh, this is the transformation I've been wanting, my body softens, the anxiety goes away, and I actually get excited. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm pumped up. Here it is. Here's the prosperity I wanted. Cool. Let me pay my bills, right? It's like whatever you want to do, reframing it as into this is the energy of blank healing coming into my body. Right? When you have cancer, when you have an illness, every sensation becomes a fear trigger. What if you translated every sensation as, oh God, awesome. I love you, body, you're healing. This is beautiful. This is awesome. It releases the fear. It stops the cortisol. You begin to embrace it. And suddenly you can move forward with a high vibe. Everything is about keeping your vibe high with a high vibe. All right. So that's phrase number one, transformational phrase. Let me tell you. Okay. Second one is, and I used that when I had panic disorder. I started telling myself that the panic attack was the presence of God in my body, rewiring my brain, removing mental illness and bringing me into peace and calm and power. game changer. Okay, second one, you've got this. Okay, so the phrase, I can do it, and I do it. All day long, I say to myself, I mean, you all think I'm like, oh, dialed in and I got all my shit together. No, I don't. I'm as fucked up as everybody. It's like I got all my shit in my head. But I say to myself all day long, I can do it and I do it. I can do it and I do it. Now, there's a story that I teach with this because it's really impactful. There was a family who had 5 kids. 2 of them were twins. They were homeschoolers, and they were homeschoolers because their kids had severe dyslexia. And the older 3 just could not learn. I mean, they were like, in their upper years, like 10, 12, 10, something 9, something like that. Okay. They had never learned to read. They could not learn to read. Their mother had tried everything under the sun to teach these kids how to read. And then she had twins, and one of the twins who had, we model our siblings, right, behaviors. So these twins had grown up hearing about not being able to read, seeing their siblings not being able to read, etc. They were modeling, I can't read, right? That was the environment they were in. So one day, the mom was extremely exasperated because, everybody was like, this is hard, blah, blah, blah. And one of the little kids came into the kitchen and said, I can't do it, Mommy, I can't do it. And she said, you know what? Just say, I can do it and I do it. I can do it and I do it. Just say it. I don't know. And she was exasperated. She didn't want to deal with him anymore. So the kid went back in the room and disappeared for like 15 or 20 minutes. He came back in to the kitchen and said, Mommy, look at this. And he had a book in his hand, and he opened the book and he read to her. And she nearly fell to the floor in shock. And the little kid was full of wonder. And she said, what did you do? And he said, I just went back in the room and I said, I did what you told me to. I said, I can do it and I do it. And I just kept saying that to myself. I just said, I can do it and I do it. I can do it and I do it. Well, that was interesting. Science experiment worked. So she had the rest of the kids do it. They all started to learn to read because our brain doesn't know what's real and what's not. It only hears the self-talk, okay? So I want to ask you, what is your self-talk? And where can you switch out your negative self-talk as I suck with marketing, nobody wants to pay me, I'm not good enough, who am I, I'm invisible, I can't lose weight, I can't keep weight off, I'm unlovable, I always get losers for relationships. I could go on and on and on and on with what I hear with my clients, okay? That's your self-talk. Brain doesn't know what's real and what's not. How about you switch it out? I am lovable. I can do it and I do it, right? It's like, I can do it and I do it. I can do it and I do it. I can do it and I do it. That phrase has kept me in momentum because it switches off the trigger of cortisol, which again, remember, if I go back those slides, cortisol just lowers our thinking capacity, right? Okay, so then for those of us who are entrepreneurs or who are, interfacing with the world, marketing or whatever, a really awesome phrase that I use is, my success is big, powerful, and irresistible. A lot of times I'll also say my success is magnetic, powerful, and irresistible. I like that better than big, okay? I like big success, but I like magnetic success because magnetic, remember, I'm lazy. So I want to pull shit to me. I don't want to be going after it. So my success is big, magnetic, powerful, and irresistible, if you like them all. That phrase is commanding your brain to figure out how to make that happen because our brain is listening. And it's like if you're saying that something's happening, well, the brain is going to want to go and find the resources for you, the people for you, the opportunities for you, the experiences for you to make that come true. So these 3 tools, very powerful, potent tools, they're stupidly simple. Everything I teach is stupidly simple because if it ain't simple, we're not going to use it, right? So reframe the energy that you feel, whether it's fear, whether it's insecurity, whether it's doubt. It's an icky, uncomfortable sensation in your body. Rename it with what you desire. This is the energy of blank downloading into my body. Second one, constantly be telling yourself, I can do it and I do it. I can do it and I do it. And then the third one is my success is big, powerful, and irresistible. You use these tools, my love, and you will begin to see your confidence growing, your experiences changing, and your belief begin to grow and build. And the more you have belief, the more you can receive.